Welcome to LearnWire. We're going to be doing some tutorials on Question Generator. They continue to upgrade their software, making it easier to add videos and images and SEO to your content and creating your content on autopilot. Also, it links directly to your WordPress blogs, so you can actually push the publish button and it will go over to your blog right away. I'm going to show you how this is all done. In this tutorial, this might get a little long, but bear with me. We're going to actually be doing, I'm literally just going to be recording myself as I'm actually working and writing today. And I will try to take you along and just kind of narrate what I'm doing. So we're on Question Generator, and I do want to put together an entire website using this software because it can create content so quickly, just to see what happens, right? Just to see over 3 to 6 months where the content ends up. But we're not doing that in this video. I'm going to be posting this to my normal blog. So here we go. Just to show you why you should be semi-excited about this software is I've already published 2 articles on the site, and you can see I do all of my my tracking for specific keywords that I'm going after. The specific article that I'm going after, I do that in SERP Robot. I do have, if you go back and look at one of my videos, I talked to you an entire video about how I track my rankings and why I use SERP Robot. Even when I have tools like Ahrefs over here, paying, $100 a month for this tool, I still use SERP Robot to track my, my intentional rankings, right, that I'm looking for. So this is where I keep track of all my tags of different things, different softwares that I use and different softwares that I test, and you can see. And right over here with Question Generator, you can see both articles basically on page, almost page 3 for side hustle type keywords. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back over and I'm going to try to incorporate some of these tools that we have, right? And in this case, I'll try to incorporate content pace for some of the optimization of this, and then also you could also use Neuron Writer as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in to Question Generator. Of course, there's all kinds of different areas that you can go to create your content. You're going to have to go and find ideas, then create your article, and so forth. I already have a bunch of articles already written, and they're not published yet, right? So I'm going to go over here and just look at this one. Should I turn my side hustle into a business, right? So we're going to check and edit this one, see how it's in ready status. And if it hasn't been published, then if I published it, it will say green right here. So it's a really great way that they worked into the software that we can track where we're at with all this content that we're using the software for. Have we sent it over to our blog and published it or not? And so that's really cool. I like that feature. Just little simple things like that from the development side of things can make all the difference, in my opinion. So we come through here. Should I turn my side hustle into a business? I go and check that in Ahrefs, right? And it's getting, 10 or less searches a month. It's just not a big keyword. It's not registering. It could be getting more searches, but it's just not really a mainstream keyword that is getting picked up by these tools, right? But it doesn't mean that we can't create content on it. So we're going to go ahead and create content on this. And then also I want to go and do an all-in title check. Should I turn my side hustle into a business? And this will tell us that there's literally 2 sites that have that in their title, so that are optimized for it, right? So we literally are going against 2 people, so we should be able to get some rankings for this, right? So we're going to go ahead and go back over to Question Generator. Should I turn my side hustle into a business? And then I'm going to check and edit the content, right? And I actually created this about a week ago, this content, right? So it brought in, we have a nice image already. We have a video that is talking about side hustle, which is really, really good. And not to get too into it, but this tool, they have all kinds of tutorials. Greg down here, you can chat with him if you sign up to the software. But they are constantly doing SEO testing and finding what is working in Google today. And right now, adding or embedding videos into your content is a really big ranking factor right now. So they actually made an 8-minute video explaining it, going into really detail and technical parts of it about why that's important going forward in 2023 and beyond. So that's all I'll say about that. But adding videos to your content is becoming more important. They have recently added all these features over here. It's starting to look more and more like the tools that we're used to, like Neuron Writer and Content Paste and so forth. Right over here, top SERP. So you actually have the top ranking sites for that keyword right now. You can actually click on them and go over and check out those sites and maybe get some ideas for to add to your content. Right. And so like, for example, let's see if I click on this, it's going to open this up. And this is 15 things you need to do before turning your side hustle. So it's not the exact question that we are answering, but you could go, should you turn your side hustle into a full-time business? We already are answering that. So we're not really getting best side hustle ideas that can become a full-time business. So you could actually grab this, right? You can copy this and then you can go back into question generator. And we can come in, we can paste this down in the bottom over here, right, if we wanted to. And then we can actually go and generate content. And it's only going to cost us 0.2 of a credit, right? So they really fixed that. So we have our credits in our bucket right over here. And when they very first launched, just to do a simple paragraph, it was still a credit, but they hadn't sorted that part out. They since then have put it 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You could actually do 5 of those just for 1 credit. So it's a lot more reasonable now. So we can push the button over there and get some content generated for us. We're regenerating this over here. Okay, so if you push add new subtitle, content saved, let's see, it should go down to the bottom. We have a new subtitle over here. Okay, so write a subtitle before. So we're going to put the subtitle in where we got from the website over there. We can select an image if we want, but we're not going to do an image on this one. And then generate content with AI right here. And then I'm going to generate. So this is how easy it is to just add, to an existing article on your website or add to these new articles as well. And we have, I'm going to go over here and highlight some of these like online store. We have blogging over here. So I didn't really do the list part, but we can still do this. Virtual assistant is good. We can highlight that one. And this will still help. We have freelancing right here. And there you go. All right, so we've got a nice paragraph right there. We have all these images that are automatically added as well. This one right here, I'm not sure about, from hobby to business. We can probably come over here from hobby to business. We're going to change that one, and I'll show you how we can change the image on that one. So I'm just going to push the save button. Okay, and then I'm just going to go right here. Okay, so in order to switch that out, you actually have to come up here to the main area up here, and you can type in business and push enter, and then we can go and just find an image, and then we can replace it like this from hobby to business right here and just replace that. So now when we scroll down here, instead of that other picture that wasn't as relevant, we can replace that. So I think the rest of them look good. All right, so we have our content. You can spend more time. You can also come over here. They also added this feature in right over here where they have ideas that you could add all these into your, I don't know what the blue and the green mean, but all these ideas right here, you can actually write your subtitle, or you can add this into your content to beef it up. So this also is a good feature, but we're going to do this, and we can also use other software to do this as well. But inside of here, we're good to go. So what you can do is you can publish this, right? So it's going to go over. You're going to select your domain that you have hooked up to this. You can select the category. I've got all these categories over here. I'm just going to put this in. Let's see, do I have one that is specific to side hustle? Nope. I'm going to go with people also ask right there because it's more of just a specific question. And we're going to say send content. And this will take about 60 seconds to about 120 seconds, a couple of minutes at the most. And then when you're done with this, you say mark as published, confirm. You can schedule this. You can go on to the next piece of content if you wanted to. You can right click over here, left click, come over to the next one. And then what you would do is under schedule, you can publish, right? If you publish this, you can actually schedule this for tomorrow, or you can schedule this for next week if you only want one per week on this, right? So you can get all these written for you in bulk, and then you can come in here and do your optimization in here to read it, make sure it's good, add your own context to it, and make sure the images are good. So you can literally spend as long as you want, 5 to 15 minutes optimizing this to make sure it reads good and is optimized, right? And then you can go and schedule it. So this is close to kind of autopilot, but not full autopilot where you would just have it completely do everything and send it over there without even looking at it. I don't recommend doing that, but pretty cool. And then you can just move to the next one, right? So we have that. We'll be back. Let's go see if it's on the site yet. Going to go to the site, and it's not there yet. We can go over here and go into posts, and it hasn't moved over yet. It takes a minute. We'll be back in a sec. All right. And you can see it only took less than 2 minutes. And then we have our article. Should I turn my side hustle into a business is automatically published to the site, which is really nice. You don't have to do the copy and paste and all that. Looks nice on the site. And then it also will bring in over this automatic table of contents right here. And if you click on this, it will take them directly to that H2 tag, which is really, really nice. So you can see the site looks good. Here's an embedded video as well. And you just keep going through right over here. Article looks good. Okay. All right. So what I will do now, you guys ask about what I do just in my normal workflow. Should I turn my side hustle into a business? I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go over here to SERP robot. I'm going to go with a plus here, and I'm going to throw that keyword in right here. Then I'm going to go to tags, and I'm going to add question generator, add keywords. So now it's going to track that. We're going to track rankings for that. Okay. Then what we can do now is we can go into content paste and grab this URL right here. Okay, so I've been on chat while using the tool, and they're very super helpful. And I asked them what the difference between the under the ideas, which is the green ones and the blue ones, right? So the green ones are other related searches. So these are actual Google searches, but they're related to the topic, right? So they could be good to put in your topic into your blog post. But then these blue ones, they color coded these really nicely too, because people also ask. I kind of just think of a blue. I don't know why, but it's separated out. These are people also ask. These are the first people also ask for that search term that are showing up. So these are really, really good to go into too. There's very specific questions that probably are not high volume, but they're high volume enough that Google thinks that they're important enough to actually put in the search results. So really, really cool stuff. Then you just push write your subtitle, or you just click on this and it will automatically create that for you. I also had a little thing here where if you create your article asking it for images, then every single subtitle does need to have an image. And that's where I came down here and I had did not replace this image. It just had the question generator kind of logo for us. And so what I did was I just went back up to the top. So you can either upload your image from here, but you have to upload an image. If you don't want to upload an image and you just want to use a royalty-free image, then what you do is you just come up here, you type in, and then you select like I've shown you before. So it takes a little bit getting used to. I really, really like this software, but it does take a little bit getting used to kind of understand how to use the tool. But once you start understanding the tool, you can see how powerful the tool is. So what I did was I replaced that image, and then I just went and pushed update, simply pushed update, and it's connected to your site. We'll go over here, and you can see right here, we have this image was on the website, right? Live on my website up here. I'm going to go ahead and push refresh, and then we'll come back down actually and see that it was replaced with this image right here. So now we're looking good. Okay. So really, really cool how you can do all your work inside of Question Generator. So now we're going to be tracking this. The next thing that I would do with this, right, is that I would take this, if you want to use content paste, I would take this article and we'd go into content paste. We don't really need to build That's another thing that we can do is we can build our content brief, but we already created our article in Question Generator and kind of did our own content brief with them. But if you want to continue to optimize and just see where you're at with your article, we're going to go over here into content audits, right? We're going to go over into content audits. We're going to throw that URL in there. And then I'm also going to go and just grab that keyword that we're going for and come back in to content paste, throw the keyword that we want to optimize for, and then push create audit report. And now content paste is going to go and look at the top 50 results to tell us like kind of where we're at, how many words that we need, and so forth. So we'll be back in just a minute. Alrighty, so now we're back. It says ready status. We can go and review the report. And there's so many things that we can do with this, right? You could actually hire your virtual assistant or a blogger or writer to actually come in here and do this for you, right? Even, just think for a second. You can actually create the content in Question Generator and have somebody working full-time for you, optimizing the content using content paste or using Neuron Writer, right? So there's different ways that you can actually do this. The bulk of the writing, this would ensure that you're getting a lot of content going to your site, but then you can add the human touch that you're looking for by having somebody get their hands on it, and they would go in here and use this report to see, okay, well, where are we at? So it's saying that we need recommended article length. One thing I don't really like is that it needs to give us a little bit more of an average. It's telling us 1,300 to 3,500 words that we need. That's just a massive range. And like Neuron Writer, it gives you the exact kind of amount that you need. I think that we get that number somewhere in here, but still it's saying that we have good word count right there at 2,300. It gives us our readability score. Needs to be taken down a little bit. You could actually have your assistant take down that readability score and try to get it down to the 6th to 7th grade level, which it's saying 65. According to this, it's telling us we need a little bit higher score and so forth, right? So you get all these stats. Word count, but for the top 10, we're right in there with our word count is definitely strong enough to rank. These people having 10,000 words is not necessarily getting them to rank for this keyword, right? So it's how well optimized you are for that keyword and how targeted you are as well. So then what you can do is we can go into the optimize content section right over here, and it's going to open this up for us, and then we're going to get our score, okay? So then we have these massive paragraphs and so forth. I want to go see what that looks like on our site. It's not like that on the site. So that is another little buggy thing that content paste needs to be aware of, is how it's bunching all this up. But we're going to have all of our words in here that we can actually go and start optimizing for, like business, bank. We don't have that in here, right? So you can actually have your assistant go in here and try to optimize as many keywords as they can in order to get this score up to 76 right there, right? Words, we're good with words, and we already know we have images, so we're not going to get docked on that. I don't know if this image part right here impacts the total score right here. I don't know. Let's see right here. So I'm going to go and do a test real quick with images just to see if the score raises or not. Okay, yes, it does. So in a sense, we know that on our site. So part of the issue with doing the content audit with this tool is that it's not really pulling in the full story, because we already know we have images on the site, right? So if we come through and we count, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 images on the post, right? So if I were to add for fun, okay, there's 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 images added, and it already boosted our score up to a 50. Okay, so it didn't really, that just doesn't make any sense, right? It's telling us that we need, we went from one image that did clearly raise the score by 1 point. Then we added 5 more images and it didn't raise the score anymore. So that, to me, that doesn't make any sense. A couple of points should have probably added up and so forth, right? But really, to me right here, what this is going to do is we need so all these paragraphs right here, but we have a ton of paragraphs, but it is not, indicating that, right? So we're at 19. Let's just see if we add paragraphs here. So the way that it's bringing in the content is, it's not perfect. So we just need to be aware of that. What I think about Content Paste, I think that the way that it builds content briefs is very quickly and very in depth is where it really stands out. I don't think that the optimization piece on here is quite where it needs to be as far as the optimizer, but nonetheless, we would get our score up right over here, or we can use Neuron Writer as well to optimize our content as well. So what we'll do is we will optimize. I'll add as many of these words in here as I can. And then it gets a little tricky copying this into the current article, right? So, you know what? I'm going to do a full test right here. So we have all these right here. I'm going to re-audit this, but I'm going to go in to Question Generator and start using the words over here to optimize it. Because I can just push the update and it's going to automatically update. So we can take the information from over here to Content Paste, right? And they're saying that we need 11 images. So maybe we add a couple more images to this. And then also we go in and add some keywords, but we can actually add these keywords directly in over here in combination with what they're telling us. And then we can just push this button right here, update, and it will automatically update. And that way we don't have to mess with all these paragraph issues over here in Content Paste and so forth, right? So again, we're going to be tracking this keyword that we just created, and we're going to be tracking this in Question Generator again. Should I turn my side hustle into a business? And we're going to see after a few days where it's going to end up ranking. I'm going to also be putting together a full site case study where I'm going to use Question Generator to go and build out a site like 30 to 50 pages. I'm going to spend like an entire day and just go and build a full website in a small niche, and then just kind of see where this can go in like a matter of 3 to 6 months with the content. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just a way that I'm using these tools that I'm purchased the tools. I want to use them. I want to see which ones perform the best. So then I know which ones to put my time into. All right. So I'll see you guys in the next video.